about road travel. Travels with Charlie by John Steinbeck. Blue Highways by William Least Heatmoon. Nomadland by Jessica Bruder. I found Travels with Charlie charming, but a bit romanticized. The other two books were much more realistic. All were, and still are, worth reading. Blue Highways was my favorite of the three. It urged me to get off interstates and seek out small towns along lesser-traveled roads. It's something I still do years later. Nomadland was the most heartbreaking and is now an excellent hit movie. It mostly tells of people forced to take the road because of financial hardship or other personal reasons. That was not my case, or the case of many of my friends who are also living full-time on the road. Our reasons are much more about learning and experiencing new things. Every mile I've driven, every person I've met, and everything I've seen has changed me in some way. The United States is stunningly beautiful. I've seen things that have left me gobsmacked, like Carlsbad Caverns, the Grand Tetons reflected in a lake, the Badlands of South Dakota, and the Badlands of North Dakota. I've met people so different from me, yet so kind and interesting. There were some who were not that gracious, but they were definitely in the minority. I've seen fun things that gave me a greater appreciation of the quirky side of life. I've seen bison, elk, alligators, wild turkeys, armadillos, numerous deer, and donkeys. I have become familiar with different species of birds. One of my greatest pleasures was watching a bald eagle take flight from the ground just a few yards from me. Often these animals were on the road. I've had to exercise patience, coupled with great awe, while they held up traffic before moseying along their way. Almost every day, I learn something new about a place, history, people, or even myself. This book, I Sleep Around, is the story of the first 2 years of my journey and on-the-road education, as well as the planning it took to make this happen. Originally, the book was going to cover only my first year of travel. Then, 3 months into my second year, while I was working on this book, the coronavirus pandemic hit, totally changing how people traveled and interacted with each other. Those of us living on the road full-time were nearly orphaned. When that happened, I knew I could not write a book about my first year and be done with it. I had to also chronicle the pandemic's impact on my journey, itinerary, and life. I hope this book inspires listeners to follow their own dreams, whether it be RVing or something else entirely. Section 1. A New Way of Living. If people aren't laughing at your dreams aren't big enough. Robin S. Sharma. 1. An RV? Seriously? As I go from town to town, sleeping wherever I can park my van, telling people about my journey and my books, I can't help but think I am becoming carny folk. I wrote the previous words on Facebook on October 30th, 2019, at the end of my 10th month as a full-time van traveler. As I posted those words, I was sitting at a picnic table in North Carolina. The next day, I would be giving another presentation at another library. I had spoken at many libraries and at some non-library events all over the country already, with many more on my schedule. It was a warm fall day, slightly windy. Ringing the perimeter of the rest area were trees dressed in the gold and copper of fall. I was happy, yet pensive. Soon I would be celebrating 1 year.